When I had been at the Detroit Lion training camp in 1963, it was the year of Karras's banishment from football for charges of placing small bets on other NFL games. This was substantiated by Karras himself on a radio broadcast, and he was suspended for a season. That summer, his teammates did so much reminiscing about Karras that on occasion the training camp took on the aspect of a prolonged wake. Like an uninvited guest at such a ceremony, I knew nothing of Karras except by reputation. But because of the endless stories about him, he began to solidify in my mind so much that soon I felt a proper mourner at his absence. The first story about his undergraduate days at Iowa I heard from Dick LeBeau, the cornerback and archivist, who collected vivid portraits of his teammates. He would divulge them when he was of a mind, often at such unexpected moments as during a poker game in one of the dormitory rooms where everyone's attention was on the cards. LeBeau's story in his Ohio twang as much a background music to the football players hunched around the card table as the muzak is to a factory worker. "When Alex was at Iowa," he would announce abruptly as he sat with his back up against the wall, his guitar across his legs, "Forrest Evashevski, the Iowa coach, took him under his wing and tried to make him more comfortable socially. Give me 2 cards. This big homecoming weekend comes along, and Evashevski decides to take Alex to a big sorority dance. Big deal there at Iowa. $2. He tells Alex to find something complimentary to say about everyone. That was the key to social behavior. So Alex arrives at the dance with a paper bag full of sandwiches. That was what he was worried about, going hungry. Amos, you son of a bitch, I'm raising you too. Alex sits in the back of the dance hall looking out at the girls who all look like drum majorettes, and occasionally he dips a big hand into his paper bag and breaks off a bit of sandwich. All of a sudden, I'll see you. This big girl comes across the dance floor heading straight for him. She has a face that looks like it's blocked a punt, maybe 3 or 4 punts. She's damn near bigger than Alex. He doesn't know what to do. He's trapped. So he gets up to dance with her. All the time they move around the floor, he's thinking about what Evashevski told him, to find something complimentary to say. But he can't think of anything. The music stops, and the two of them stand there just looking at each other. So Alex finally says, "You know something? You sweat less than any fat girl I've ever seen. Hey, LeBeau, pass me over that can of beer, will you, man?" I had never asked Karras about that story. I knew it was suspect because Evashevski and Alex did not get along at all, certainly not enough for the Iowa coach to volunteer as social advisor, but it was too nice a line to lose. You sweat less than any fat girl I've ever seen. And it would have been a big wrench to have Karras say, "What's LeBeau talking about? I don't dance with fat girls, not unless they come up and grab me from behind. The only true part of that story is the paper bag and the sandwiches." There were others who remembered him at Iowa. Jim Gibbons, who afterward became his teammate at Detroit, remembered Karras's arrival as a freshman. About 100 of the freshman athletes were gathered for an indoctrination in Hillcrest Dormitory when Karras blundered in, looking for his room. He'd just arrived, Gibbons told me. He was overweight then, about 250 pounds, but what I remember is that he was carrying his clothes in his arms. The guy had no suitcase. He was carrying his entire wardrobe the way you carry a tray. I didn't know him at all in those years.